The following are the objectives for this lesson. First, to recognize the common concerns or intersections of anthropology, sociology, and political science with respect to the phenomenon of change. Second, identify the subjects of inquiry and goals of anthropology, political science, and sociology. And lastly, explain anthropological and sociological perspectives on culture and society. Our topic for today is the three phases of social sciences. But before we go to the three phases of social sciences, let us discuss first what is social sciences. Social sciences is an elusive term or disciplines that examine society and how people interact and develop as a culture. Or in other way, social sciences help us to understand human as social being. Or it can also answer the questions why humans deals with other people. Or why do we have churches? Why do we have culture? Why do we have banks, markets, or municipalities? Do we really need to have the following? Social sciences is a subject within the field of social science, such as economics or politics. Social sciences help us to understand the importance of economics or politics in our daily living. Social sciences also is different from social studies because social studies is broader and this is the integration of social sciences. To refine the understanding of social sciences, we have different disciplines or branches or phases of social sciences. We have anthropology, the disciplines of economics. We have also geography. Another one is history. We have also political science, psychology, and lastly, we have sociology. But here in our subject, to understand culture, we need to study anthropology. And to know the word politics, we need also to study political science. And from the word society, we need to study the essence of sociology. So if I'm going to ask you the importance of the following, how will you define the word anthropology? How about sociology? What comes to your mind when you hear the word sociology? How about political science? Did you use this one in our daily living? So let us discuss the following. Let's go first with anthropology. Anthropology is the disciplines of social sciences, which comes from the two Greek words anthropos, meaning man. Another one is logos, which means to study. So the basic definition of anthropology is the study or to study man or human itself. But let us elaborate the definition of anthropology. Anthropology is the study of people throughout the world, their evolutionary history, how they behave, and how they adapt to their environment. Anthropology also tackles the characteristic of humans as social beings, such as their languages, their culture, politics. It can be also their family and their religion as well. This is only the overview of anthropology. So as time goes by, we will deepen our understanding the different subtopics of anthropology. Another discipline is sociology. So sociology is the scientific study of society. So here in sociology, we will understand the importance of different parts or institutions of our society. Just like what I asked you before about why do we have church? Why do we have hospitals, schools, and other institutions that can affect our daily lives? So always remember, the different institutions of our society is interconnected from each other. So once the one will be gone from our society, it's a chain reaction. And here in the discipline of sociology, we will understand also the deepened understanding or purpose of crimes, deviance, and revolution, or the negative activities of our society. Can we really remove the following negative activities? Or are they important also? Or there is also a vital role in our society? And lastly, the term or the concept of political science. Basically, when you hear the word political science, most of the people define this one as the activity of government, or basically the meaning of political science is relevant from the word government or governance. But in our basic lives or basic doings, we can apply also political science in just a matter of application of power or the discipline or the evoking of power. Because when we say politics or political, this is meaning of evoking or using of power from the other people, maybe from a person or a group of people. But generally, when we say political science, there is a impact by means of the system of government or governing, or the empirical and generally scientific methods of analysis, the strategies, the ways or plans, or the sustainability and development of different parts of our society also. The three phases of social sciences are interrelated from each other. That is why our subject is connected from different phases of social sciences. Like culture is connected from the word society, and society is also connected from the word politics. So let's go first with the connections or relationship of sociology to political science. We can use the term social forces. Just like in science, here in sociology or here in social sciences, forces is very important. So if we will go into define forces, it refers to the movement or actions. Or when we say social forces, it's a human action or movement. Therefore, social forces define also or justify the phrase, no man is an island. Meaning, man requires actions from their fellow people or fellow humans. For example, if you feel you are hungry, you are tend to buy a food, maybe to the restaurant or to the groceries. Another one, if you feel sick, you are tend to go or you are in need to go to a hospital to survive also in our daily living. And that is social forces. How about sociology to political science? One of the sub-concepts or subtopics in political science is laws. And laws surrounds sociology or our society. Our society has a different laws, policies, and regulations. And humans are forced to follow the different regulations and policies. Because if you don't need to follow the following, if you will not follow the different policies or regulations, you need to take the consequences, or there will always be consequences. Let us go with the political science to anthropology. We have here the power relations. So again, just like what I've said before, when we say political science, this is also refers to the evoking of powers or using of power. We can define the word power in different ways. For example, power can be also or can be defined as influencing someone or influence. Another one is power can be defined as authority. Power also justify or can create changes. So we have different ways on how to define power. So how about political science interconnected from anthropology or to a man? For example, the relationship between government and to their society or to their citizens. It is very important that there is a harmonious relationship between the government and the citizen. It is because if there is no harmonious relationship from the two institutions, it can cause chaos or it can cause failure of the society. So therefore, power relations is very important to our daily living. And how about anthropology to sociology? We have here the word cultural practices. Because sociology surrounds by culture or practices which are made by man, or the word or the concept of anthropology. So it's very important that there is also a harmonious relationship between man and to the different institutions of the sociology or society. So this is the perfect graph of the correlations of the three phases of social sciences. And it will help us, no? It will help us to understand the three concepts of culture, society, and politics. Let's go now with the culture, society, and politics as conceptual tools. Concepts exist in the realm of ideas and thoughts. I'll give you an example. For example, this picture. It shows humans studying humans. It is because it's very important to us to study ancient lives or ancient people or the living of ancient people. Because the living of ancient people is connected from now and maybe to the future also. For example, the example of ways of living of the ancient people are farming and hunting, and the different strategies on how to live here in the world is connected from now, or the different strategy or ways of farming and hunting also. Another one is by the use or the essence of history, we can identify also the different ways on how to rule your society. It can be a tyrant or maybe a liberal way on how to deal with the people. So concept can be conceived more as a means rather than as an end. Or always remember that our history has a connections to this present and to the future also. And by the purpose of culture, always remember that culture can be your survival tool as well to survive here in our society and to understand the relationship of politics to the humans and to our society as well. Why is it important to study social sciences? What do you think? Why do we need to study social sciences? First, it helps us to improve ourselves as well as our society. Just like what I've said before, history find connections. History find connections. Wherein it will help us to improve the different wrongdoings of our history to the present as well. Another one is mindfulness of others, or in other term, become a sensitive enough to the surroundings or to the other people. For example, your feelings also is significance from the others. So you need to become a mindfulness or mindful others. And lastly, to understand human behavior. It is very important, or to summarize the importance of social science. Social sciences help us to lessen the chaos or the conflicts in our society. This is also a solutions on how to accept or improve our society or our daily living. So therefore, social sciences is very important because it will pacify us. It will pacify the different conflicts to our society. So this is our goal, is to have or to become open-minded or to open our minds in the different aspects and activities of our society. It is because those close-minded can also cause conflicts. Those misunderstanding can also cause conflicts. So that is why we need to understand social sciences.